said the day I won the regional science fair, beating 5 other schools, including those nerds from Alston Prep, do you know what you said to me? That you were so glad I had something to fall back on.
I'm aware of your feelings about me as a mother. I'm aware that our values are different. It doesn't mean I don't love you. I always have. It didn't matter that you weren't creative.
You seriously don't think there's creativity in what I do?
I think that's something technical people tell themselves. But it's not a moral judgment. It's the luck of the draw. I'm an artist. You're a hard worker.
August 12th, 2014, Times Art section.
I don't want to hear it.
Caroline Resnick's showing at the Armory is a lesson in what happens when a once interesting artist sits too long on her laurels.
That woman hated me for years. She was waiting for an opportunity.
Bad judgment doesn't begin to explain what went wrong with every stroke of this ill-conceived... I mean, really, how many negative words can you pile together? And she hasn't even gotten to that part about that modern Madonna piece that you were so proud of. What, remember what she called it? What was that?
Put that thing down!
Stereotactic laser ablation. That you worked with one of the people who developed the technique.
We never used to call it that. I never liked that name. Also, it's never been used in cerebral cavernous malformations.
Not yet. It would allow us to target the malformations without needing to slice all those cerebral fibers or remove a chunk of my mother's brain.
It would have to be applied to each malformation with exact precision.
Okay, so do that.
You can't. You're gonna make a mistake on 1 or 2 of them, and then you got more bleeding, seizures, you got inflamed malformations growing out of control.
You can.
Even if I was still a neurosurgeon, which I'm not, I wouldn't.
You don't get to quit who you are. How long has it been since you had your hands inside the source of what makes us human? That flow in surgery, knowing every move and just feeling how right it is. It's peak existence.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do the surgery.
Are you scared to pick up a scalpel? You had months of chemo and radiation. Maybe it took its toll. Even a 10% drop in performance would be unbearable. Why risk finding it out?
Get out. Inserting the laser probe into the cooling catheter. Locked and loaded, ready to fire.
Dr. Glassman, are you sure of this location? It seems significantly far from what we saw in our pre-surgical MRIs.
You know what the brain and breakfast cereal have in common? Contents tend to shift during transport. Yes, I'm quite sure. First ablation complete. Now we just have to do it perfectly 9 more times.
The good news is we've ruled out glossopharyngeal neuralgia. You don't need brain surgery.
Never any good news without bad news.
We've got a list of a few things you don't have. But we don't know what you do have.
So you'll run more tests?
We can't.
There are 21 different things this might be, but they don't want us to run 37 more tests.
Oh, this is lame. I can afford the test. I make good money. I can't keep talking like this. I need it.
She's hypotensive. Code stroke. We need stat brain CT and MRI. Call angio. She may need mechanical thrombectomy.
3 cc's of 2% lidocaine.
Wow.
You can see the proximity of her elongated styloid to the nerves and carotid.
The trick is to break off the excess length without injury to local neurovascular structures.
I've done transcervically. Entry point is key. Minimizes risk of a marginal mandibular nerve injury. Has she made a decision?
Not yet.
I'd like to lead.
You still want to lead?
Yes.
It's yours.
Some people definitely thought I would look amazeballs rocking a neck scar, but the consensus was there's only so many turtleneck days in a year, so I'm going with the no scar approach.
Which one did you vote for?
Well, these are my people. I mean, they know me. They know what's best for me and my brand.
Wisdom of the crowd.
My warrior goddess lead surgeon.
We'll get you prepped for surgery. New blouse? It's nice.
Dr. Murphy, do you have a minute? I really am sorry I upset you. And I really am grateful. Being sick was...
You don't need to explain why you're grateful we diagnosed your illness.
Well, I do. You saved me and my career. At first, my followers were super into what I was going through, but after a while, you just start being the sick girl.
You give up your privacy. Doesn't that bother you?
I have nothing to hide. No one should. We should all just be who we are.
We are the decisions we make. And you let other people make them for you. So you're not being anyone.
Finding the styloid via digital palpation of the tonsillar fossa. There. Making incision vertically along the mucosa of mandible.
Next.
I will free the styloid process from its muscle and ligament attachments. Done. Dissecting away from the internal carotid medially and external laterally.
Now fracture and excise the styloid.
Bradycardia.
Hypotensive.
Loss of EEG waveform, cerebral ischemia.
May have injured the carotid.
Compressed it by fracturing the styloid.
See if the fragment is impinging on the vessel. Dr. Murphy, extend her head.
Yes, found it. Easing it away. Carotid decompressed.
EEG back to baseline normal.
Resuming styloid extraction.